Hello. My husband and I recently decided that we are going to try to save $30,000 toward our emergency fund in about 30 weeks. In this video, I'm going to be sharing everything my husband and I spent and saved during the month of April, as well as share if we were able to reach our goal of saving $7,000 in the past 7 weeks. I'm also going to be coloring in our savings trackers and showing our new tracker for the month of May. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the budget. First of all, this tracker that I'm using was actually created by Layla from the channel Personal Finance with Layla Debt Over It. My husband and I meet with Layla about twice a year to get help with our annual budgeting, and this is the budget tracker that she provides to all her clients. I believe you can also get a copy for free if you go check out her channel. But yeah, I changed a couple things like the colors and some of the rows, but it's essentially the same. The estimated amounts are going to be on the left, and I'll populate the right side of the column as we go. So at the top, starting with income, I've broken my income into 3 parts, starting with W-2 income. And in April, I estimated that we were going to make $6,795 of W-2 income. This includes my full-time job and my part-time job. We actually brought in $7,030.32. The next item of income is extra income. I broke the extra income out into a box over here so you can see the itemized list. And basically, these are the numbers that I estimated that we were going to bring in. So I'm adding a few extra categories here and sorting them by highest to lowest. Starting at the top, so convert CoinJar to dollars. I estimated we would bring in about $5 for this. We actually brought in about $12. Next, school expenses. This is a reimbursement from a family member. He's covering some of my husband's school expenses, and the reimbursement amount was actually $30. Next is a category that we weren't planning on, DoorDash. So my husband picked up a couple shifts from DoorDash and made $50.87. Next is high yield savings account interest. We estimated $45 and we actually made $66.80. Next is credit card cashback. I meant to include this category and I forgot about it, so $0 was estimated. The actual amount that we earned was $68.17. Next is supplements. This is reimbursement for some supplements that I purchased for my sister, and my mom's gonna be paying me back for that, $150, and that is what we ended up getting. Next is a Christmas dinner that my husband and I made for his family. They offered to pay us back, and they did pay us back this month, $300. Next is medical claims. I was estimating that we would get back $309.04. However, some of our claims are still processing, and the actual amount that we got this time was $263.10. Next was a travel reimbursement. We were hoping to get back $654. The actual amount that we got back was only $128. Next is a new category, the IRS. This is a tax refund or a tax credit. I had thought this was going to be coming in the month of May, but this actually came a bit earlier than expected, so I went ahead and applied it to our April budget. That amount was $921. The next category was lawyer fees for $1,000. We actually were not able to collect on this at this time. We're still finalizing things for this, and the lawyers still had a balance, so they're closing out their count, and that didn't happen before the end of the month. So altogether, extra income for the month of April was $1,989.94. Next is our sinking fund category. We only have one sinking fund at the moment, which is our fund money. And in the month of April, we took out $157.31. Next is the expenses categories. The first item at the top was rent. I estimated $1,195, and that's how much we ended up spending. Next was electricity. We estimated $193.33. This amount was actually $0 in the month of April because the electric company isn't going to pull the payment until the month of May. Next is phones for $30. That's how much we spent. Next is internet for $70, and that's how much we spent for that. Next is car and rent insurance. We were expecting $367 to be taken out of our account. The amount that actually was charged to us was $344.94, so a difference of $22.06. Next is life insurance, $128.93. This amount was exactly $128.93. Next is gas for our car. before. I was estimating $189.24. I'm actually not sure where that number comes from. I think for the annual budgeting, we took an amount for the year and then split it into 12. So that's probably where that 24 cents comes from. But anyway, the amount we actually spent in the month of April on gas was $180.84, which is a difference of $8.40 in the positive. Next was subscriptions. Normally we spend $36.68 in the month of April. However, we spent $137.68, which is a difference of $101. This was due to a Google storage annual fee that I hadn't been expecting. It was $99.99. Also, our monthly Netflix amount went up. We have the Netflix with ads version, and that amount went up, so it's now $9.60 a month. As you can see, the rest of the items listed here: Apple TV for $6.39, Disney Plus $5.33, Peacock Premium $3.19, HBO Max $3.19, and Apple Storage $9.99. A lot of these subscriptions are on the lower end because we signed up for a Black Friday special, and I'm now going to add the Google storage to my list of April bills, so it won't be a surprise going forward. The next category is entertainment. We spent $0 in April. Next is beauty. This is for my husband's haircut. We spent $46.80. Next is $55 for the gym, and that's how much we spent. The next category is gifts. We actually overspent in this category by $149.62. So the total was $234.62. The main thing that we spent money on was taking our nieces and nephews out to a Japanese steakhouse. Whenever they get good grades, we usually treat them to a meal, and they really like the Japanese steakhouse because it comes with a show and the kids' meals are usually pretty affordable. This number, $173.59, does include drinks for all the kids, as well as a piece of cake for a couple of them since it was their birthday in April. Next is groceries. We plan to spend $900, and we actually spent $849.85, which is about $50 under budget, and I feel really good about that. We did eat out quite a bit because we were on vacation in the month of April, and we also overspent in our eating out category, so that contributed a little bit to this number. During the month of May, it should be a little quieter, so we'll see if we're able to reach $900 in the month of May, but overall, I'm really happy to see that this number was below what we were estimating, and we were able to put all that extra money toward the emergency fund. Next is travel. We were estimated $735. We actually spent $472.48. This included quite a few things: airport snacks, gas, a Costco run, eating out 3 times, and airport parking. The reason why this category is so much lower than what we had estimated was because I was going to save an extra $225 for future travel to my friend's wedding in October. However, we ended up not having enough left over to put toward that goal, so I'm probably giving it away, but that's maybe a clue for the rest of the budget. Next is taxes. We did end up filing our taxes in April. However, we didn't go with the CPA. We ended up using a software called Free Tax USA, and it was actually a really good experience. A lot of helpful prompts, and the use of the software itself was only $15.99. Also, the state of North Carolina, we paid $1, and we ended up getting a refund, as I mentioned above, of $921 from the IRS. Next is pharmacy medical. This was the main category that threw us off this month. So I had a bill from the eye doctor. I had eye surgery in March, and we're on a high deductible health plan, and so we had to reach our deductible before the insurance company would cover anything. And even though we reached our deductible back in February or March, the bills are still trickling in. So this $769 was not expected and threw off our budget quite a bit. We also had some pharmacy in there, just a little bit, but we went over $479.10. Next category is eating out. We estimated we would spend $250 in the month of April. We actually ended up spending $315.81, which is $65.81 over budget. This was actually just one meal. We had gone out to celebrate a milestone. So the story is we had gone to a steakhouse and got really nice steaks. We would have been under budget. However, the waiter recommended a wine to my husband to go with his steak. And that one glass of wine, it was just a single glass of wine, cost over $50. And I have no idea why this waiter decided to recommend this type of wine. It wasn't even that good, honestly. And the price wasn't listed on the menu, so I suppose we should have known. But my part of the meal was about $60, and then this glass of wine was about $52 to $54. So that was a big surprise when we got the bill. But yeah, if you ever get a recommendation from a server, make sure you find out what the price is before you order it, because I'm guessing they really want to up their sales or something. Which I'm not blaming them. It was definitely on us for not checking the price, but it was still a big surprise when we got the bill. Next is personal spending. For me, I ended up spending $0 in the month of April, which I'm really proud of. My husband ended up staying under budget as well, so he spent $157.31. Under budget by $2.69. Next is my student loan. That was $230 even. Next, this is a mattress that we charged to a 0% APR credit card. That payment is $63, and that was correct. Next is our emergency fund category. We really tried to hit this number of $4,000 in the month of April. However, with that medical bill, it just was not possible. We ended up putting $3,618.65 toward our emergency fund. I'm still really proud of this number, but we technically did not reach our goal. So I highlighted the remainder in yellow since this is technically a savings goal, and we were short $381.35 this month. I added an additional 3 categories since there were a couple unexpected expenses in the month of April. So fines/fees, that was $187.53. The bulk of this was 2 different credit card annual fees for $95, one for our US Bank credit card and one for the credit card that I recently opened to get the bonus, which is a Chase Premier credit card. Both of those annual fees were $95, and I'm definitely going to be adding this to my April list going forward because I was not expecting this, so I need to get better about planning for big expenses like this, for big fees to be charged. There was also, I purchased some postage for USPS and then an interest charge adjustment of $3.25 back to us. The next category is supplements. We spent $72.04. Next was donations. We spent $1. And total spent and saved for the month of April, $9,177.57. And yeah, we definitely did not end up meeting our emergency fund goal for the month of April, short $381.35, but we would have made the goal if we hadn't received that medical bill or if we hadn't spent so much on gifts or had to pay these fees. But yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I'm still really proud of our progress. And we honestly, before this challenge, I had calculated how much we had to spare every month, and it was about $1,300. So saving up this amount of money would have taken us multiple months, and we're already way farther ahead than I had expected. So I'm actually pretty happy about this. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about is the April to-do list. We were able to sign up for Upside. We also were able to set up the family calendar. The only thing that I did not do in the month of April was switch our auto insurance provider, so I'm gonna have to bump that into the month of May. Honestly, like, I had a couple opportunities to do this and I just was having a mental block about it for some weird reason. I think part of that was getting on the phone and talking to a physical person. I talked to other customer service reps on the phone about other topics, so I asked for a refund for an interest amount that was charged to our card, and I've also gotten on the phone and talked to doctors and things like that. But for some reason, this just feels a little bit different. It feels like I'm haggling with them or negotiating, and it's just very intimidating, I guess. So I'm gonna add this to my to-do list for May. I know I've already posted my May video, but I'm gonna go ahead and add this task to my to-do list for May, and I'm going to commit to doing this in the month of May, no matter what. I think too, because our auto insurance did go down slightly in the month of April, I wasn't feeling as motivated to go and get get an even steeper discount. However, I know it's a good idea to switch car insurance every once in a while, and I have never done this. I've been with this company the entire time that I've had my driver's license, so this is a big change, but I'm holding myself accountable to do this task, and I'm gonna do it by the end of May, if not sooner. So the next thing I'm going to do is color in our tracker for April, as well as color in our 30K tracker, and that one's going to be slightly below the April line, but I am pretty confident we're going to catch up in future months. If you're interested in what we're planning to spend in the month of May, I've already posted that video, so you can go ahead and watch it if you would like to. I also have a video of explaining how we're planning to save 30K in 30 weeks, if you're interested in checking that one out as well. The challenge is definitely getting a little bit tougher. I'm guessing the months of May and June are going to be the toughest months in this challenge, just because it takes a bit of time to post things for sale and get things lined up to do certain tasks. During the month of April, we also were out of town, and I had to take a bit of time off for a medical procedure, and it can be tough sometimes to find time to do these things, since I do already have a full-time job and a part-time job, and we have a lot of activities that we normally participate in every week. My husband has also been really motivated about this challenge, which is really fun to see, and he actually went out and tried door dashing the other day, but then we had a talk about it because he's in school right now, and in my opinion, I think his time would be better spent doing something more related to his future career, such as doing an internship or volunteering or something in that field. And if he's able to add these things into his resume, I think it would make him a lot more marketable once he is done with school and it's time to start job hunting. So we're probably not going to be doing the door dashing going forward. So yeah, my husband and I have been doing this challenge for about 7 weeks now, and we don't quite have $7,000, which is what we had planned. However, we've been able to save $6,627.04, and it's pretty darn close. So I think we can make up the gap in future months, hopefully, and we're gonna keep doing our best to reach this goal to save $30,000 in 30 weeks. So yeah, if that sounds like something you're interested in watching, please subscribe and like this video if you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.